Yo, what's going on, guys? Yo again, and I don't care. Okay, so in the last episode, we rigged up Samuel Jackson. So his head's been drawn, his body's been drawn, his body's been rigged up to an animatable character, and now we're actually going to animate the character. So once again, we are in Moho. We've got Samuel Jackson right here, okay, ready to be animated. So we click out of here. We go to our timeline. Let's set it to about, it's on 240, that'd be fine. But we'll set it to about, 140. It's gonna be a short animation, just for the sake of this. Okay, so we're not gonna animate him to any audio. We're just gonna make him move about a little bit so I can just show you how this is done. Okay, so it's just the upper body here. You know what, let's at least give him a background, do you know what I mean? Let's put some respect on this guy's name, okay? Let's put him in this living room. It's not cartoonized or anything, but you know, it's just a bit dead in the background, isn't it? It's not, you know, there's no flavor to this, man. Let's just, you know, okay, cool. All right, so there's a naked black man in a living room, not suspect at all. All right, so we go to the manipulate bones tool. Okay, one thing I do with this is I make sure that the auto freeze keys are on, because we use a certain method of animating where this is necessary, so it doesn't like actually flow between points, if that makes sense. So one thing I always do before I continue is make sure Control F is pressed. I think that's actually a shortcut to auto freeze keys, but it's just a habit of mine. So you know, this is basically a point of reference, so I can come back and make sure the animation's fine and it's not flowing the way I don't want it to flow. Okay, so right, so we're just gonna bounce and stretch a little bit. We won't do the mouth sync or anything like that. It's just a bit of a movement for you. Okay, so let's say we want Samuel Jackson to kind of stretch his arms out, and you know, we don't see the hands, but just stretch his arms out. Okay, so right, let's go to about frame 12. That's when it'll start moving. Control F. Right, that's the point of reference there, that's the starting point. Okay, so let's say now he's gonna just like pivot a little bit, be like, huh? What? Like his arms on his hips kind of thing, right there. Yep. Okay, so this is what that movement will look like. Literally just that. But we want it to, humans don't move like that. I know it's a cartoon, but it needs to be a little bit believable. It has to have a little bit of natural element to it. So that's the beginning and that's the extreme. So we want to animate the in-between, okay? So we go to this point here, which is titled the transform bone. Okay, so right, we use a method called bounce and stretch. So to make him bounce a little bit like a human would, we go to one of these bones here, let's say this one, right? And we select it, we hover over it until these two arrows that are pointing opposite to each other come up. And then we go like that to scale his body down a bit. And then we do that with this upper point here as well, right? Actually move these points on the keyframe a bit so it's not too much of a fast movement. And then play it. So that's basically it. If he bounces too much, you can reduce it a little bit. So go to the upper bone a bit. And if I click on that and press reset, it will go back to normal. That's a bit too bouncy for me. Go back to the start, press play. There you go, it bounces a little bit softer. Okay. And then with the style of animation, I'm not sure what you would use, but what we do is, or what I do is, make sure when I want to move him again, make sure the last movement time frame or keyframes are selected and copied over to the next point when I want him to move, so it's not just like a slow movement in between. Because if you don't do that, right, I've just done it now, but if I play it out, that's the pause in between, so it's not moving there. Whereas if I just assume he's not going to move and I move him like this, right, it's going to be like this, not natural. Okay, so copy that data there, and now I want him to put his arms out. So that's the start, and let's do the extreme here. And we're like, what? So, oh man, I'm naked, man. Come sit down. I'll make you a cup of cocoa. Oh god, no one drinks cocoa in England. Okay, cool. Right, so another bounce and stretch, but this time it's gonna like bounce and stretch up a little bit. Right. Okay, cool. Play that out. Play! Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's that. That's the movement. Let's make it a little bit cinematic. Right? Let's make it a little bit cinematic. Okay, cool. So we'll take the camera tool, click on the timeline. So we've got these starting points here. Click on that tool there. Right? And then at this point, it's going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so go down to the timeline further, copy and paste that data, then have it zoom in a little bit. Play that out. Yep. And on there, it's going to proper zoom in further. Like, what the hell? What? There. What? This is such a stupid example, but that's basically the principles and basic way of animating in Moho Pro. I know it's a ridiculous example, but this is what we've got here to show you the work process. There are a lot more detailed examples on the internet, but I like to keep things simple, man, and build up from there. So that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. And then from there, if you're happy with that, if you want to do more, you do more, but then you go and render it. So go to File, Export Animation, wait for the dialogue to come up. We always export it as an MP4, so that's the start and the end frame there. Select the folder, Sam Jackson tutorial, and then you press OK, and then we'll render out for how long, and then you have it as an MP4, and then you can add it to the final mastering process, which is what I'll show you in the next video, how to master. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So stay tuned for the next part. Boom.